There's that man again.
Well, fall is coming and winter is right behind it. So how about we get together a list that'll take you and transition you perfectly? Stay tuned, I'll tell you about it. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Teddy Files. I'm your resident sommelier, Mr. Diaz Teddy. And today we are talking about falling into winter. And what do I mean by that? I mean fragrances that perfectly transition you from the fall to the winter time. Well, I actually have a fragrance that is perfect for all three seasons. The first one that I want to talk about today is Lacoste Red. So Lacoste Red has, in the top of this fragrance, there's enough brightness coming from the apple and pine tree that is perfect for cooler summer nights. Let's just say mid to cooler summer nights, which is why I say it's perfect for the fall, because it's a great fall fragrance, and it would actually take you directly into the winter because it still has enough sweetness to be able to transition from all three of those seasons. And as far as the notes go, I mean, and you got green apple, pine tree, patchouli, and vetiver, and they all come together to give you this nice, sweet, but not overly sweet, perfect fragrance for those three seasons. And it's not going to last too long. I mean, you may get about 6 hours out of it or so. I know that's what I've clocked it at, about 6 hours. But for about, let's say, I think I got this for like $25. You can't beat it. And I believe it is a 4 ounce. Let me check. Let me just, yes, this is a 4.1 ounce bottle. So this bottle will last you for quite a bit of time. And it's actually perfect to be a signature fragrance for many people. So you could actually just have this one fragrance for all three of those seasons and it would work perfectly. And that would be Lacoste Red. So the next fragrance that I got coming up, if you've watched my channel for any significant amount of time, then you know I'm a big fan of the Robert Graham fragrances. And that's definitely going to work perfect for at least two seasons with these fragrances, especially this one specific one I'm going to be talking about. And if you ever wanted to check out that video, I have it, the 3 for 4 Robert Graham's fragrances video will be right up here. But also, the fragrance that I want to talk about is Robert Graham's Valour. So this is a perfect coffee fragrance. Coffee, amber, and sage is what you get out of this fragrance. And it is sweet, it's ambery, but it also has enough freshness to be able to balance out all of those, all of that sweetness that you get. It's a light, airy fragrance, somewhat powdery. For me, it lasts about 8 hours, so that's pretty good as far as I'm concerned. It's not the most pricey of fragrances, but it's a great, very good quality fragrance. So I believe it. You can find it for under $100. I will, as I usually do, as I always do. I'll put links down here in the description box so you guys can go check it out for yourself. And yes, I don't get any kind of commission on these things. I'm not partner with any of these guys. I just want to make sure that you guys get the best bang for your buck and the best deal for your money, which is one of the reasons why I put the links down here for you guys. I think that's one of the reasons why we all do it. So for me, this fragrance right here, this is perfect to go from fall into winter because it still has enough sweetness to take you directly into the wintertime so that you can get to those sweeter, much more thicker, resinous winter fragrances. And that would be Robert Graham's Valour. So the next fragrance that I got coming up is, if you had a book that said transition fragrances from fall into winter, this would be the top picture in the book, and that would be Givenchy Gentleman EDT. Family, friends, this fragrance here, Sexy, very sexy, very professional. A little bit more of an intimate fragrance. It's not going to be a beastly projector, but it will project. It does have a good amount of projection and sillage to it, but it's also a lot more classy. It's not going to blow out the room. It's not going to fill up the room, but people will definitely smell this fragrance when you walk past them. And the main notes in this one would be pear, iris, and patchouli. That's basically what you get. Of course, there are other oils in here as well, but what you mainly get is the sweetness of that pear, the powdery nature of that iris, which is a lot more dominant in the fragrance, and the patchouli that just grounds it and gives you that earthy feel to it. It's a very masculine fragrance. It is a wonderful fragrance that will transition you from the fall into the winter. Like I said, if there was a book that just said transitional fragrances, this guy would be the first picture in there, and that would be Givenchy Gentleman, EDT. So the next fragrance that I got coming up is, to me, a four-season fragrance. And if you've been watching my channel, then you know that I've developed a bit of an obsession with the house of Merchants of Venice, and that has definitely continued with this fragrance, which I've talked about before. But once again, it's perfect transition fragrance, and that would be Damascus Desert. This is a special scent. This is a very special scent. It's one that once you start putting your nose to it, it's going to be hard to pull away. Citrusy, buttery from the orris, sweet from the amber, grounded out with cedar and vetiver. You got bergamot in here as well. I mean, this is an awesome fragrance. And to me, I'm going to let you know something about this fragrance. It's sneaky as hell. It's sneaky as hell because I wore it one day in the office and it's wispy. So you're not thinking that it's going to be doing a whole lot of projecting. You figure it's probably more of an intimate scent. Absolutely not. This thing was going down the hallway at my job. People were smelling me a couple of desks away. And thank God it's a rather pleasant smell, because the last thing I want to do is choke anybody out. It's not thick to the point to where it'll choke people out, but people will know that you are in the building. It lasts me for a good 8 to 10 hours. So it, I wouldn't say beast mode, but I would say it's in the realm of grizzly mode. Let's just call it that. That this is definitely grizzly mode fragrance. And also the scent bubble around you. Just know this: you will go nose blind to it. You're gonna go nose blind to it, but once it comes back, it'll hit your nose, and it'll be such a pleasant smell. It is a great fragrance, everyone, and is perfect for the transitional seasonings, and that would be, or seasons, not seasonings. That would be Damascus Desert by Merchant of Venice. So the next fragrance that I got coming up, ladies and gentlemen, our first clone is into the building. This is a perfect clone for YSLY EDP, and that would be Lattafa Fakhar Black. So, airy, sweet, definitely perfect, and I mean an absolutely perfect transitional fragrance from the fall into the winter. One of the reasons that I made sure I wanted to feature a clone fragrance as well is because a lot of people can't afford YSLY, EDP, EDT, or any of those. And for your money, this will get you close enough to damn near be criminal. They damn near completely and totally swipe that DNA of YSLY. And also, 6 to 8 hours on my skin is what I get out of this one. This is a great transition fragrance because it has just enough sweetness with that apple and bergamot at the top to give it a great fall and winter type of feel as well. But it still has enough brightness from the ginger to make sure it doesn't go completely and totally into that heavy feel that most winter fragrances will give you. You got some lavender tonka bean as well to give you a little bit more sweetness and some more airiness and just a little bit more of that earthy, grassy feel, which also comes from the cedar and the vetiver. This right here, everyone, is a great transition fragrance. I've paid about $35 or so for it, so it doesn't cost very much. It lasts about 8 hours on my skin, so there's another bonus right there. So If you can't get the YSOY EDP, then it would be hard to go wrong with Lattafa Fakhar. So now it's time to start walking into winter. Things have gotten a little bit more chilly. You started picking up those coats, putting on sweaters, thicker shirts, things of that nature. So you want to pick out the perfect fragrance that walks you right into the winter. And for me, one of the most elegant ones that you can pick to walk into winter would be Caron, Soir. So this fragrance here, this is the picture of elegance. It's a powdery fragrance. It is a powdery fragrance, but it also has such a depth to it. There is such a depth to this fragrance to where it is definitely a powdery masculine. I mean, you have lavender and orris butter, so it has that smoothness, that smooth feel of the orris butter. But you also have incense, cypress, and violet leaf that just give it that more powerful punch to it. Have a little bit of tonka bean as well, some ambroxan. This fragrance here is not talked about very much, and I don't understand why. This should not be a slept on fragrance. I got a great 8 hours out of this. The CRs is wonderful. Especially you walk by people, they are going to definitely smell this. And for the most part, I don't see anybody having a problem with smelling this on you. You're going to definitely love the way it smells on you. So if I were you, I would definitely get my hands on Caron's Le Soir. So there was no way that I was going to talk about a winter list without talking about one of my favorite, and I mean absolutely favorite, winter fragrances, and that would be Bentley For Men Intense. This right here, sweet, strong, and I mean strong. So watch your sprays on this one. Do not overdo this because you will choke people out. Hell, you'll choke yourself out if you overdo this one. But if you use the right amount of sprays, when I tell you the magic that comes from this fragrance, so I have to smell it again. This is a sexy ass fragrance. This is a sexy beast. This is definitely a sexy beast. This one right here, I mean, you got the spiciness, the spices from that black pepper and some of the bay leaf, but you also have that rum. The rum, the vanilla, the cinnamon. I mean, you also have incense, leather, benzoin. This right here, for this fragrance here, this is grown man certified. And it may be a little bit for younger guys, it may not be the greatest thing, but hell, if you're more adventurous as a young man, then this will be right up your alley. But of course, someone in my age group, let's just say 30, 35, 30 to 35 and above, you're going to love this one. And the people that smell this on you, oh, they're going to love it. They're going to love it. I'm telling you. And this is another one that's going to last you for quite a bit of time. I've always gotten 8 to 10 hours out of this one, so I've never had a problem with longevity. You damn sure don't have a problem with CRs. This is a great fragrance, and it is an inexpensive fragrance. I believe I paid about $35 for this fragrance. So once again, I'll leave all of the links to these fragrances down in my description box, so make sure you check that out after or even during the video, and make sure you get your hands on this year. Do not let another year go by without getting your hands on Bentley For Men Intense. So the next fragrance that I got coming up is, to me, a classy smelling fragrance with a modern day twist, and that would be Trussardi's Riflesso. So for me, this fragrance has a bit of barbershop mixed with modern day sweetness. This is an awesome fragrance, man. I absolutely adore this fragrance. And when I first started to hear about it and I looked at some of the notes, I felt like it might be something that I could rock with, but I wasn't sure. I've gotten fragrances with notes that I know I like, and I've gotten them in and they smelled horrible. And so honestly, sometimes this blind buying stuff as a fragrance enthusiast, it could be an adventure. I'm telling you, it can be an adventure. But When I tell you this is perfect for winter, I mean, it has the perfect amount of sweetness, but it also has the perfect amount of classiness and citrus and earthiness to definitely ground it out. I mean, you got apple, lavender, violet leaf, tonka bean, and leather are some of your main notes in this fragrance. And these fragrances push this, scents push this fragrance forward to the point to where you're going to smell good. You're going to smell classy. You're going to smell nice and just gentlemanly. You're going to smell gentlemanly. Like I said, it has an old school quality, almost like a barbershop quality to it with a modern day twist. I get about a good 6 hours out of it, so it's within the average range of fragrance longevity. But you don't need, you don't have to have 25 hours on a fragrance. That's just ridiculous. But, I know a lot of people want longevity, longevity, longevity. I get it. And if you need longer than 6 hours, this might not be the best thing for you. But if you want a good, nice 5 to 6 hour classy smelling fragrance that just works perfectly on your skin, and Trussardi Riflesso, yeah, you won't go wrong with this. So the next fragrance that I have available for you guys, it is definitely perfect for winter. Definitely perfect for the winter time. But if you're not a sweet fragrance fan, don't come anywhere near this one. But if you like sweet, gourmandy type fragrances, especially those sticky sweet fragrances, yeah, Qaed Fursan from Lattafa, this is definitely right up your alley. You smell a pineapple right at the top. I mean, it is a blast of pineapple, blast of sweet, ripened pineapple. That's what I get when I smell this. Pineapple, amber, a little bit of oud. This you don't really smell. The oud isn't strong, so let's just put that out of my. I think it gives it a little bit of that earthy smokiness as well, but it also has cedar to help ground it out a little bit. But this right here is all about the pineapple. And it is nuclear on the skin. It is nuclear. You don't overspray it. 4 sprays, 3 sprays, maybe even. Hit 3 pulse points and be done. Because if you go any further than that, if you sit inside of a building, shame on you. Shame on you, damn it. You sit inside of a building and you put this on, you sprayed about 6 to 10 sprays, you should be sitting in the damn office by yourself. Close the door because you're just inconsiderate, being an ass. But you get about 3 sprays of this, that is perfect. This is a strong fragrance, man. This strong, this right here, from what I clocked it at about 10 hours. And I'm talking about projecting for 10 hours. This thing pumps off the skin. Wintertime perfect, wintertime certified. Qaed Fursan by Lattafa. So the last fragrance that I have for this video is similar or in the vein of Thierry Mugler's Pure Malt, and that would be Mercedes-Benz Club Extreme. This fragrance makes you want to be in winter. Now, don't get me wrong, I am not ready for snow. I'm not ready for a bunch of freezing cold days, but just to be able to put this scent on your skin. This one I'm going to spray. Yeah, I'm going to spray this one. Man, this is a sexy fragrance. I mean, the patchouli and the woodiness of this one. I mean, the amber, the leather, the woodsiness, the musk. This is an awesome fragrance. Awesome fragrance. Once again, not a beast, but 8 hours is 8 hours. And as far as I'm concerned, that's damn perfect. I think I bought this for about $40. It is an amazing fragrance. I absolutely love this fragrance, and it's going to be one of my top ones that I'm going to be wearing in the wintertime. And I'm definitely going to have to do a part 2 to this list, because this is not all I have to recommend for fall and winter, but the list that I have right now are the things that first popped in my mind. And one of the ones that definitely first popped in my mind is this fragrance right here, because it's one that I got excited about wearing when the winter time comes back around. I mean, this is an awesome fragrance. It's an amazing fragrance. It's has a heaviness to it, but also has a lightness to it at the same time. It's perfectly balanced. It's a great balanced fragrance, and you're gonna love it. You put it on your skin, you're gonna love it. Now, if you're not a fan of patchouli fragrances, probably not the best option. But if you like fragrances that have a little bit of sweetness, have a little bit of maltiness to it, some patchouli, then you can't go wrong with this one right here, Mercedes-Benz Club Extreme. Well, everyone, that is my time. And yes, it's a little bit of a longer video, but you know what? I felt it would have been an absolute crime to try to condense this video down to less than 10. Because, I mean, we're talking about winter and fall fragrances here, people. We gotta just represent as far as I'm concerned. And there's going to be a part 2 to this because I got at least another 10 that I need to put in a video similar to this one. So just stay tuned for that. It'll be coming out very soon. And please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel because it helps the channel to grow. And make sure that you hit that bell icon so that you can get notified each and every time I upload a video. Thank you for your support. My name is Mr. Diaz Teddy, your fragrance sommelier. And over here, we don't do stink. So please, don't be a stink ass. Have a good one.
The softness of your touch, the sweetness of your lips, unbeknownst to us, the power of this